It's officially Election Day across America. Public outrage after a squirrel was euthanized, and Ruby Bridges visited Monmouth University. All this and more on this episode of Hawk TV News. Good evening and welcome to this episode of Hawk TV News. I'm Nolan Spur.
And I'm Sage Fernandez.
It's officially Election Day across America that will decide the next president of the United States. The ballot also includes the Senate, House of Representatives, County Commissioner, and Borough Council. Florida and Georgia are expected to have their results announced at 7 p.m., North Carolina at 7:30 p.m. Some other influential swing states like Pennsylvania and Michigan are expected to have their results at 8 p.m. Wisconsin, Nevada, and Arizona are expected to have their votes tallied by 10 p.m. We are going to pass things off to Ava McGinty to give us an update on the 2024 election.
Good evening. My name is Ava McGinty, and I'm here to bring you a live update on the 2024 election. The time is currently 9:15 on November 5th, and the polls are currently showing that Donald Trump has a lead in the Electoral College. He has gained Florida and just in Texas. He is also leading in other swing states such as Georgia and North Carolina. Kamala Harris is leading in Pennsylvania and in Michigan, which could be influential for her to gain some serious Electoral College votes. Now we're going to take a look at some of the states that have been declared. So Texas, like I said, has just been announced, as well as Alabama, Florida not that long ago, South Carolina, and North Carolina is, like I said, in Trump's lead. New York State has just been announced as Harris's. So we're excited to see where this goes. This is bound to be an interesting election, and I'm going to hand things off to Sage and Nolan back in the studio.
Thanks for the update, Ava. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation seized and euthanized Peanut the squirrel, Mark Longo's pet for the past 7 years. Longo's other pet, Fred the raccoon, was also euthanized. Both animals were euthanized after being deemed as a possible rabies risk. The seizure of the animals was conducted because of, quote, multiple reports from the public about the potential unsafe housing and wildlife that could carry rabies and illegal keeping of wildlife as pets, according to the DEC. The statement also included that upon confiscation investigation of the animal, a person was bit. Longo rescued Peanut after his mom was hit by a car. Longo could not find a rescue shelter to take the squirrel in, so he rehabilitated the squirrel. After 7 months, Longo released Peanut into the wild, who then showed up at his door the next day with a part of his tail missing. After that, Peanut remained a pet to Longo and built up 787,000 followers on his Instagram. There has been public backlash about killing the squirrel. Now New York Assemblyman Jake Blumenkrantz has proposed changes to the state's animal seizure rules. The results of Peanut's rabies test have not been shared.
Here's Jefferson Gonzalez for another episode of Jammin' with Jeff.
Yo, 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 yo. We're doing like 7 yos today, because today, welcome back to Jammin' with Jeff, by the way. Today we're talking about Tyler, the Creator. I love Tyler so much, you don't understand. I've been listening to Tyler since like 2013, when I was like this big. I love Tyler so much. I love all his albums, and he just dropped Chromacopia, his 7th studio album, and I have so much to say. I just want to start that Tyler dropped this album on a Monday, and if you follow album drops, they usually drop on Fridays at like 12 a.m., and I really enjoyed that he dropped this album on a Monday because it gave me time to like actually listen to the song throughout the week. And there was like nothing else. There was no competition. There was nothing competing. It was just Tyler and his album. And I thought that was very smart, and I'm glad that he did it. And that's what I did for the whole week. I just listened to his album, listen. There's this app called Airbuds. So I'm going on a yap sesh right now. There's this app called Airbuds that tracks how many times you listen to music. I listened to one of the songs 36 times in one day. Call me crazy, because I am. But I love this album. I love it so much. It definitely has its influences from his previous albums, such as Igor, Flower Boy, definitely his older albums as well, like Wolf and Cherry Bomb. And I think it's great. There's a little mix of very fun, happy, upbeat songs, and there's very, I think, emotional storytelling, slow down kind of songs. My favorite song on the album, sorry, I gotta get my notes, is called Like Him. And if you have listened to Tyler's past songs and his past albums, he talks about his relationship with his absentee father, and he hates his dad. He hates his dad because his dad left him. And I felt that, low-key, hashtag daddy issues. If you feel me, you feel me. So he dropped a song called Like Him, and it's basically talking about how many people mention the fact that he looks so much like his dad. He has so many mannerisms like his father, but he's never met him. So, like, what's going on? And then plot twist, you ready? Plot twist. This whole time that Tyler's been rapping and singing about his feelings, about his dad, we think, the viewer or the listener thinks that it's because his dad chose to leave him and never talk to him again. But in this song, his mother said, "It was my fault. I pushed him away from you. I didn't want him in your life." Boom! Plot twist, plot twist, plot twist. And I thought it was crazy. I love that song so much. My other favorites definitely is Sate Chroma, the first song on the album. I just love the marching beat. I love where he goes like, Chromacopia. Banger after banger after banger after banger. I love this album. Yeah, I might be a little biased, but hey, it's whatever. At the end of the day, I would say my rating is 9 Tyler, the Creators out of 9. This album was really good. I love the mix, the blend of the different genres, the different beats, the different emotional tones going on with like Sticky and Balloon, and then we have Like Him, Darling I, and Tomorrow. It's just great. Yeah, thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys on the next segment of Jamming with Jeff in the future.
Thanks, Jeff. Authorities are investigating the circumstances surrounding a mutilated dolphin that was found on a beach in Allenhurst. In a statement made by Marine Mammal Stranding Center, the dolphin appeared to have been butchered when the partial remains appeared on the New Jersey beach. The statement said, quote, "The animal's flesh had been completely removed with clean cuts from a sharp instrument, leaving only the head and dorsal fins and flukes. The only organs of the dolphin that remained were the heart and lungs." The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is also investigating the incident. The animal carcass was taken to the Stranding Center to be documented and photographed, and the remains were buried on the beach, according to the Stranding Center.
We are now going to hand things off to Ava as she talks about her favorite show.
Daisy Jones and the Six is a musical drama mini-series that is available to stream on Prime Video. It's based on the 2019 book with the same name that was written by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The show takes place in the 1970s and follows a rock band as they navigate the Los Angeles music scene. It shows their rise to fame as becoming the most famous band in the world and how the band broke apart at the height of their success. Reid wrote the book based on her experiences watching Fleetwood Mac performances growing up, and I have been obsessed with the show ever since I saw it. It really does a great job at bringing it to life, and I'm so obsessed with the 70s fashion and the music as it truly brings the show to life. You won't be surprised if the soundtrack makes its way to your Spotify Wrapped, as I know it will on mine. And Daisy Jones is portrayed by Riley Keough, who is Elvis Presley's granddaughter. Her voice is used in the soundtrack, and that is some undeniable talent. The show makes even more engaging, as Stevie Nicks herself said that she thought that the show captured the snappy sarcasm between her and Lindsey Buckham, the lead guitarist of Fleetwood Mac. Daisy Jones and the Six has 10 episodes, and even Stevie Nicks pitched the idea of a second season to Riley Keough and producer Reese Witherspoon, but she said that everyone is very busy. Unfortunately, it does not seem that there will be a second season, but is certainly worth the watch.
Thanks, Ava. We'll be sure to check it out. 6 different kinds of brie are being recalled due to the presence of listeria. The cheese was sold at Aldi supermarkets, and the recall impacts 12 states, including New Jersey. Savencia Cheese USA is a manufacturing company. During a routine test of the equipment at the plant where the cheese is manufactured, they found a presence of listeria contamination. The FDA has advised anyone who has purchased the cheese to not eat it and bring it back to the point of purchase for a full refund.
Monmouth hosted Ruby Bridges, a civil rights activist who became a prominent face of the desegregation movement of the 1960s when she was one of the first African-American children to attend a formerly all-white school in Louisiana. Bridges gave a presentation in Pollock Theater on October 22nd titled "The Courage to Challenge Racial Injustice and Build Equity in Education." In recognition of the 70th anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Education, the Social Justice Academy held the event. During the presentation, Bridges gave insight on the thoughts she had as a 6-year-old throughout the experience and how she did not fully grasp what was happening around her. This event can show that Monmouth is acting on its diversity mission statement.
We are now going to send things over to Mairead Spellacy, who is going to give an update on Monmouth sports.
It was a remarkable weekend for Monmouth football as they secured their third consecutive win, this time over Fordham. After making history with the Hawks' first ever win over an FBS team, they returned home to prepare for Fordham and ultimately win 63-21. The 63 points scored was once 49 just before halftime, which set a program record for most points in a half since facing LaSalle in 2005. With numerous standout performances from multiple Hawks, junior running back Makai Green set the tempo for the game as he returned the ball 100 yards for a touchdown on the opening kick. Following Sonaiento's 5-touchdown performance against Fordham, he was honored by the CAA as the CAA Offensive Player of the Week, while Green earned CAA Special Teams Player of the Week. The Hawks will resume CAA play on October 5th as they face Delaware. Men and women's soccer traveled out of state over the weekend for their CAA matchups. Women's soccer traveled to Brookline, Massachusetts to face Northeastern. They ultimately came out on top with a final score 2-1. Monmouth's 2 goals were split up by a Northeastern goal, but goalkeeper Cassie Coster's season-high 9 saves prevented Northeastern from adding any more. The Hawks will face Stony Brook on Thursday, October 5th, where they will look to get their 13th win over Stony Brook in the all-time series. Men's soccer traveled to Mount Pleasant, South Carolina to face Charleston in a hard-fought match. Monmouth applied pressure but were unable to capitalize on any opportunities. Charleston goalie Ollie Marshall was faced with multiple Monmouth shots but kept any from going past him. Monmouth goalie Eric Demora had 5 saves himself to secure his 4th shutout this season and 17th of his career. Strong efforts from both teams but it came down to a battle of the goalies, and both were able to protect their net, ending in a 0-0 tie. Monmouth will face Delaware Saturday, October 5th, where they will look to secure their 2nd ever win over Delaware as they sit with 1 loss and 1 win against them going into the match.
Thanks, Mairead. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Hawk TV News. I'm Sage Fernandez.
And I'm Nolan Spur. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in next time for another episode.